acting can feel like an unpredictable career where you have no control. You're always at effect to the industry, the trends, and it's like you never know what's next. You're never the final decision maker. And most actors get into the industry with a wish, a hope, a prayer, a manifestation of some sort. I don't know about anybody else, but I can't deal with all the unpredictability. That's why I have a process for goal setting. How can you set goals so that you are constantly in the game, motivated, and not wanting to quit every other month? In this video, I'm going to share with you my goal setting and visioning process as an actor and a creative entrepreneur. My name is Cherene Francis. Welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, or if you haven't already done so, go ahead and subscribe, put your bell notifications on, and like this video. Help a sister out. So, there's a law of averages, statistics. If you go at something long enough, persistent enough, over time, eventually you will see something. You will bear fruit. And I think one of the things with acting, you just got to stay in the game. You got to be in the game long enough and continue to develop yourself. You got to continue to grow, and you got to be flexible, but you got to just stay in the game. Now, I've only been in the game since 2019 professionally. I've had a level of success. I'm a working actor, but I think that if I didn't do these things, these goal setting things, I wouldn't have gotten where I am. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking that down. The reason why I know any of this stuff is because I am a professionally trained coach, not acting coach, but mindset coach, high performance coach. I know a thing or two about mindset, getting things done, and achieving a level of success in life. Now, I'm not perfect. I don't know everything, but I do know that this has worked for me, and I hope it works for you. Before you write any goals, before you make any ultimatums, okay, the first thing you need to do is you need to visit and establish your values. Your values are your compass. It is your heart's guide for your life path. It is about outlining what is important to you about life, about your career, about your relationships, and how you define success for yourself and how you will be fulfilled. If you don't have this outlined, you will be pushed and turned and tossed every way. And I feel like that's one of the number one reasons, or the reason why a lot of actors will drop off long term or feel afraid to get started in the first place. But when you have something to ground you on the inside, an internal compass, your values, and you're aware of that, you will go through the storm and come out on the other side. Hey. For example, for me, my number one thing is family values. Family is the top of my value. I currently am a mother of 2 girls, and I might be cooking up some more babies. I'm not even gonna lie. And I wanna be present for them. So I'm aware that that means that within the next 10 years or so, I wanna be super flexible when it comes to family. And so that means I might not be flying out to the other side of Canada or going all the way to the US on a full month term, because I want to be there for my family. I'm okay with that. I accepted that, and I have stretched out the timeline of my career, and I'm at peace with that. You need to find where you're at peace with things in your life, especially for those of you that have gotten into this thing. Like, I started when I was 30 years old with a family, and I know a lot of you that follow me have a family. You have to give yourself those rules and boundaries. What is that going to look like? Another value of mine is I only take jobs that empower humanity. What I mean by that is I don't like to do any roles that will perpetuate certain stereotypes or encourage certain behaviors. Or sure, there's a lot of movies with bad behaviors, but the overarching narrative of the story needs to be empowering to humanity. Certain political, spiritual, religious, economical things that just don't fit my values, I'm not going to contribute to it. I don't need to outline that for you. You don't need to outline that for me. That's something that you keep to yourself. I keep that to myself, but you need to know what those are, because that's going to be your guiding light for taking projects that are fulfilling. The last value for myself is like pay and progress. See, that's a sign. Pay and progress. If I feel the project is not paying me or contributing to me financially, like certain commercials, I take on commercial work because that helps to pay the bills. Or if it's not going to progress my career any more than it is already at. So for example, like taking on any more short films where I have like a one-liner, right? You're going to take on projects that are substantial. If you already have a lot of one-liners, why are you going to take on any more? If you already have a lot of like, actor roles and you're looking for a supporting actor or a lead role, you need to decide where you are in your career and when you're going to say, okay, no more of that, I want more of this. So you need to know what that is for you. You need to know your values. Now that you have your values outlined for your life and for your career, you now want to determine what is your next step. I look at training first. So what areas as an actor and an instrument of telling stories do I need to improve? Do I need to work on my movement in front of the camera? Do I need to work on my voice and breath work? Do I need to work on my acting specifically? Do I need to have more emotional access? Maybe there are certain emotions that I have a hard time accessing. Do I need to work on that? You need to look back on your auditions, or maybe you're brand spanking new. You just need to get in a class, but you need to know where you're at when it comes to your tool, your body, your voice, everything about you as an actor. I would also look at your package and is it attracting or at the level at which it needs to be to attract the opportunities you want. So personally for me, I am at the place where I want to get more acting roles, maybe not large supporting roles, but I would like to have like maybe 3 to 5 more pages. So larger acting roles, key principal roles. I could use a little bit more of that. So look at my portfolio to make sure that it's in alignment with wanting to attract those goals. I did a lot of that work over the past year. And so this year, this next roundabout of a year, I am going to just continue to audition for that. But you need to look at that for yourself. Do you need to beef up your materials? Do you need to shoot a microfilm, a short film or something to beef up your materials? What about your auditioning technique, your setup? Is there something new that you need to incorporate? A better camera, backdrop, lighting, what? Just look at it, right? Ask your agent for advice, get other actors to take a look. What can you improve there? So just determine what is the next step for you to develop as an actor to land your next role. Again, we don't have control over who's choosing us, but we have control of how we market ourselves, how we position ourselves, and what we're doing behind the camera. So I said a lot here. In the comments, just share with me where you're at. What do you think are your next steps? Do you have questions about this? Are you new to acting? Are you starting later in life like me? I want to hear your comments. I want to respond to you, on engage with you. Let me know. Just put them down below. Now, apart from acting, what other things fill your soul, fill your passion, right? As an actor, because a large part of it is like submitting, auditioning, waiting to hear back, not hearing back, repeat, week in, every month, all that type of stuff. You do want to have something that is keeping your mojo going, per se. And especially as a creative, if you feel like you're not being able to express yourself, it can be very detrimental to your work as an actor. You want to be well balanced in your life. And so what I recommend is don't just have an acting goal, but have a creative goal. You are a creative. As an actor, largely in part, you probably have other skills, whether it be writing or singing or comedy or, I don't know, music, poetry, graphic design. I'm sure there's some other part of you that is creative because you probably have a creative brain. You're probably very expressive in some way. So you're gonna want to massage those parts of you so that you can continue to have those creative juices flowing and that energy to keep you going in your career long term. So what I like to say for myself, at least, is what can I do that's still flexible and helps me stay financially stable and fulfilling? There's 3 F's there. Flexibility, finances, and fulfillment. Can you continue to do something on the side of acting where it can help you express yourself, where you could potentially be earning money for doing it, where it's fulfilling and exciting and something to look forward to, so that, you know, while you're doing this acting game long term, you're still able to be free creatively. So for me, that is this YouTube channel. I really am excited to continue making videos. I am also a creative consultant. I work with businesses in their marketing and their advertising, so helping them tell stories through their marketing so that they can be more compelling on social media. That's what I do. And so I've translated my skill set of being an actor, storyteller, producer, problem solver. I've translated that into a business so that I can, one, again, build up my finances, because y'all know that this acting money is not consistent. It's either sporadic. If you have a good roundabout of commercials, those are nice. I love getting commercial renew, like when they renew and you get a check in the, oh, that feels so good, or any type of reoccurring work. Those are great. But what if you had another way of making money through your creative outlets? So what are your passions? What is fulfilling you creatively and financially outside of acting? What is it? Put it in the comments. I want to know. That's pretty cool. Share it. And maybe it's something that will help other actors as well. The last step in all of this is to really keep control and track of your mindset and motivation. Be sure to write this out. And if you're a visual person like me, I make a vision board, but not just of the things that I want, but the things that I don't want. So for example, if I don't hit all my values, if I'm not working on all my acting goals, if I'm not working on my creative entrepreneurial goals, what would be the outcome if I didn't do those things? I'd probably be miserable. I'd probably be fat, depressed on my couch. No fat shaming there. Just, you know, I'd be overweight. I'd be unhealthy. Oh my gosh. I'm just trying to be politically correct here, but you get the point, right? So it's important for you to know, if you don't do these goals, what are the consequences? So if I look at what the negative aspect is, which is you're going to be unfulfilled, you're not going to like your life, you're going to feel like you're a waste person. Like, if I have my perspective of choice every day, I could either choose to work towards what I want or not do anything and live in a situation that I don't like, then that gets you to move, right? Now, this doesn't work for everybody. You got to know yourself. Some people, they have to only focus on what they want. But I never really recommend for people just to focus on what they don't want, because then you'll do anything to get away from what you don't want. So have those perspectives, be sure to write them down, take another step and make them a vision board so you could see what you don't want and what you want. And then surround yourself with people that'll keep you accountable. I've actually had an accountability partner for the past I think we're going on 3 years just for acting and creativity. And we hold ourselves accountable. We have our year goal, our big overarching goal, our 1 year goal, and our monthly 30-day goals. And we have consequences. Like, if we don't do what we said we were going to do that month, we have to pay $50 to $100 to charity, right? And that has kept us going. I know that a lot of us are people pleasers. So if you have someone keeping you accountable, you always tend to want to please that person. Let me know, would it be helpful for you to have an accountability group or mastermind? Is that something you would probably want to do? I'm thinking of starting one. Let me know what would be helpful to keep you motivated and going. So that's my process in terms of goal setting, having intentions, a vision, and moving forward towards what I want in my acting career and my career as a creative entrepreneur. I think my biggest tip for you is to stay open and flexible, be ready for the surprises, and also be open to changing your approach. You might discover areas of your career that you're really good at and areas that you're not so good at. With that being said, go and set those goals, make a vision, put those values up there, find somebody to keep you accountable, or comment below if you're interested in some sort of accountability mastermind group type of thing, and let me know your thoughts. But otherwise, I'm wishing you all the best for your career. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.